guys, following on from yesterday's hip mobility sequence with the pigeon stretch, I've had a couple of inquiries from people who struggle to get into this position, to get this 90-degree angle and get into here, and they've asked some of my ideas for how they can improve that. So if we're looking to improve the movement around the joint, if there's no mechanical restrictions, so there's nothing bone on bone, then very often it's going to be a soft tissue issue. And what we're going to do is just turn down the signal to anything that's too strong or overactive. So what we're going to use a massage ball or a lacrosse ball, and we're going to go into our hip flexor. So if you think from the bony bit of your hip at the front here, your anterior suprailiac spine, we're going to go down from that about hand's width, just in front of your pocket. So this length of tissue down here. Now all you're going to do is you're going to get on the massage ball, you lie on that bit, and you turn about 45 degrees to the side and just have a little play. So for me, if I get to this position here, I'll show you from the side, I get into here on the ball, just up into my hip there's a little tight spot. So all I'm going to do is sit on that, I'm just going to move my leg, bend my leg a few times when it's on a bit that's a little bit tender, and then I'm just going to find another spot here, sit on it for a second, relax, deep breath, then I'm just going to move the leg. I'm going to spend 30 to 60 seconds on the hip flexor. Or the hip flexors. It could be psoas, could be TFL. Just getting into those regions where I feel there's some tension, where I feel there's some tender spots, and just trying to turn down the volume to those bits. Okay, so that's just released for me. That my trigger point is just reduced. So it doesn't feel as painful now. I'll do a couple of those, like I say 30 to 60 seconds. Then I'm going to go into the glutes. So I'm going to sit myself on the ball and I'm going to cross my leg over. So again, here I'm getting into that externally rotated position. And you might find you're up here, you can't get all the way down there. And all we're going to do is, again, look for a little tender spot. And when I find it, I'm just going to stay there. 5 or 6 deep breaths until you feel it releases a little bit, and then find another one. If this is too much for you, come into here, where you've just got your knee bent and out to the side. If you can't get your foot all the way up, just bend the knee and lift up to where you can. Again, find any spots up under the top of that hip and sit through there. You're then going to repeat that process on the other side. So you're probably going to spend about 4 minutes. Minute here, minute here, minute here, and a minute here. From there, what we can do, we go into a 90-90 position. So you're going to sit with your front leg coming out directly in front of your hip, leg bent 90 degrees. You sit up nice and tall. Your opposite leg is at 90 degrees here, to the side. And what you're going to do from this position is we're just going to stretch forwards, think about a long spine. So we're pushing our bum back, pushing our chest forwards, keeping our spine nice and upright. And I'm going to lean forward as much as I can until I get a big deep stretch through that right hip, right glute. And this is going to be stretching out your glute minimus. From here, I'm going to stretch the other hand out, so I'm stretching forwards. I'm also going to take my left hand out, just to make sure that I'm coming out in a nice straight line. Keeping my back upright, using my right hand to post, and keep myself up so I don't round down here and lose the stretch. I want my spine to be as long as possible. I'm going to hold this for about 30 to 60 seconds. So 5 to 10 deep breaths. After I've held that for that time, I'm going to sit up, and I'm going to turn myself, so my chest is now facing this shin. So I'm turning around. If you need to, lean back away here. You're then going to lift that left heel off the floor, keep your right knee down, and open that knee as far as you can. And then back to the floor. And we're going to do 10 to 15 of these, really pulling round from the hip, coming back in. Pulling round from the hip, coming back in. Making sure that right knee stays down, making sure you stay turned as much as you can, so you're keeping your back long and you're facing this shin. Sitting up as much as you can in that position. And like I say, 10 to 15 of those. On the 15th repetition, you're going to hold the stretch, and then we're going to rotate round till we're in this position, and we repeat. Stretch forwards. Feel the stretch again, through here, through the rear of the hip. Hold here for 30 to 60 seconds. Turn back, turn to face the other shin. And again, we're going to pull around. Here. 10 to 15 repetitions. Pull through. And then you do 10 repetitions going side to side. So all we're doing is we're working internal, external rotation through the hip after releasing some of the soft tissue. So we're trying to open up the joint, control the range of movement that you've got through that joint, and then work it quite a lot. If you do that morning and evening, so twice a day, do it for 3 or 4 weeks and see how your movement improves. You make it part of your daily routine and drill it in. Your internal, external rotation, your movement through the hip and how your hips feel will definitely improve. Give it a go. If you like it, share it with people and let me know how you get on.